Good afternoon, friends. Thanks, Spirit. It's Friday. Woohoo! I gotta get some noisemakers or something for when I do that.
Woo! I'm waiting for the notice to pop. There it is. Woo!
The notice has popped. So thank you everyone for being here. This is my friend Gerald from Tarot Stash. We are here to serve and protect and entertain. I don't know where the protect came from.
Wow.
Right?
That's a lot of pressure, people.
Isn't it though? So this is Thanks Spirit, It's Friday. This is where we come and we hang out and we support and we lift each other up and just, let your hair down, have some fun, get rid of the stress of the week. We have no plan today, really.
We do have a plan.
Other than have some fun. That's the plan.
Other than Thanks Spirit, It's Friday.
Yes.
So, it's okay.
So Gerald... I asked Gerald when he showed up because there's something different about Gerald. So would you like to share that with people if they hadn't already noticed?
There's facial hair growing underneath my mustache. So, and I am at that awkward stage. You know what it's like, Kelly, when you have a mustache and it's growing in.
Yes, I do. I do know what that's like, actually. Just on one side.
Yeah, right just there. On that side.
Yeah, just right there.
No, but it's one of those things that it's like it's at the awkward. It's itchy.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. Keeps the chin warm. Yes, Teresa.
Yeah. So let's say hi to everybody that's here in the chat. There's 11 people according to what my StreamYard thing says. It is the 11th month, and it never ceases to amaze me. And we also have Lady Silver 1111 in here, so I feel like my mama is all around, which is lovely.
Yes.
So Lady Silver 1111 is here. Teresa Ford is here. Angela is here, all the way from Finland. Hope everything is okay in Finland, my friend. Anna Banana is in the house.
Anna Banana.
Janet P is in the house.
Janet.
Yes, Janet. Susan Beckett is in the house. Spirit Watcher Suzanne is here. Lady Soul is in the house. Hello, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. So this is Thank Spirit, It's Friday. This is my friend Gerald. His description, his link is in... Sorry. Really, Kelly? It's the first time I've ever done this, friend. Sorry. His link is in the description box below the video. So if you're not already familiar with Gerald, he does lots of great things on his channel. Please do go over and show my friend some love.
And you're gonna be on my channel in a couple of Mondays with Purple Elephant Deb H, and we're going to be doing readings together.
Yes, we are.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yay! Yeah. So what's going on for you? What's happening over at Tarot Stash?
What's going on at Tarot Stash? I have been my obsession is I love making bibliomancy tools. I take a journal and I acquire stickers of various sorts and I put them into a book randomly, and then I glue in fortune cookie fortunes and all sorts of stuff. And that's something that I have been doing when Jeffrey and I are watching TV in the evening, because it's just keeps me busy, keeps me from eating, which is something that I'm working on, and that's wonderful. And I actually shot a couple of videos of some of the stuff that I want to do. Hi, Deb. Yes, Deb is, we'll call it work lurking.
Yep.
So, but that's one of the things that I'm thankful for. I'm thankful that I have all of these wonderful little things to keep me busy.
Yep.
And
hi, Jay.
It does. Hi, Jay. It does mean that I'm actually avoiding getting the landscape art quilt done that I need to get done by a week from Saturday. So I'm avoiding doing that.
Some people call them distractions, and Deb was talking about this on her channel this morning. Some people call them distractions. I love channeling energy like that through a creative process. It makes me feel good.
Yes.
This morning I was looking, so Allie from Heart and Soul Connected and my partner on Circle of Friends Tarot got a new deck and showed it to us on Tuesday, and it is a winter oracle, and it's so adorable. Like I fell in
that's
love
nice.
the moment I saw it, and I thought I need to get myself one of those. So I went on to Etsy. It's $33 US in change, and 20 some odd dollars US to ship it to Canada. And I didn't even realize I was on the US site until I switched it to the Canadian site, where it's $46 Canadian and $30 Canadian to have it shipped here. And I thought, sorry, I'm laughing at what Deb H wrote. I'm going to stick it up on the screen. I don't know that I want to spend the $80 on a deck of cards.
Oh, I understand that.
And I thought, you know what? Well, I'm just going to do what I did with my own Oracle deck. I'm going to break out my markers. I'm going to, get myself a blank deck of cards, and I'm going to create my own, because I love doing stuff like that. And it's to the point that you made about having, that energy and channeling it through like a creative way. I don't know about you all, but when you create something from scratch and you look at it and you're like, wow, I did that. Doesn't even matter what the quality is like. It's just it's the time that you invested in, the way that it makes you feel when you're done.
Yes. And that's a really good question for people in chat. What are you creating? What is your creative outlet? And by creative outlet, it means you made something, whether it be you baked bread, you cooked something, you gardened, you rearranged things. What are you doing that is creative? Because I think that that's a great way to have connection.
Absolutely, it is. That's a great question.
So I have my phone right here. So if you see me looking down,
it's all good,
because I'm looking for people to answer that question. And Spirit Watcher Suzanne said, I'm a handy lady.
I love that.
And
Anna says, depends on her mood. Deb H, I stuck this on the screen because she said that there are strange men on my patio running cock.
Is that a euphemism for something?
So we're just gonna move past that. Anna says, about to head into baking time. I actually, so the other day, I don't know if anyone's seen it, but I went out with my new segment called One Step at a Time, and I had my scarf on, and I actually crocheted that scarf. I made that scarf.
Nice.
I taught myself how to crochet.
Oh,
so
cool.
I have difficulty reading a pattern, but I can create a stitch.
Sure, so I understand that. Yes.
If I get out a sheet of paper and I decide what I want to do, I can create something. I can't necessarily follow a pattern and have it actually end up looking exactly like the picture says it's going to look. But I really love doing stuff like that, like putting all the patterns and the colors together. It just makes me really, really happy. I love it.
Yeah. And I teach a color confidence class associated for quilters.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be teaching that again next September. And it's one of those things that I think people need to have confidence in their own color sense. And what's great is it's like the creative stuff. Do you enjoy it? Does it make you happy? Does it excite you? Does it challenge you? Does it feel good while you're doing it? I think those are all things. You don't have to overcomplicate it. I mean, I have to overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
I overcomplicate things enough so you don't have to. That is my service to you.
I love how you turn that around. So Jan's Free says, I create connections for my very elderly uncle and aunties. They are isolated, so I try to visit and talk with them, FaceTime or video messages with their elderly siblings. That's really, really sweet.
Nice.
I like that. And lots of people were putting different things in the chat, saying all kinds of different things that they were doing for channeling some kind of creative energy. I mean, it's important to note that for me personally, that's why it's important to note. I feel like when I express myself creatively, that I'm actually releasing a lot of stuff, and I don't know why I feel that way, but I always feel like my shoulders have lowered when I've walked away from whatever that project is.
Sure.
Except for one year, I decided to make a blanket when we had our trailer, so it like an RV, and I decided to make a blanket for the couch that was the width of the trailer, which is 10 feet wide. For 3 years, I carted that thing around, and it weighed like 100 pounds by the time I was done, honest to gosh. But anywho, yeah,
Wow.
it was a lot.
Wow.
Especially, when you go to the store, it's like going to the fabric store and you say, I'm going to make, a dress. So I only need, a meter or 2 feet or 3 feet. And it's like, I don't know. I would go to the store and I'd be like, I need 2 of the big, no, maybe I need 3. I must have used like 12 big honking balls of.
Well, of course. Yeah.
It probably cost me like $150 at the time. But anyways, it was lovely. And I had it for years and years and years. So that's all. Anyway, so
more people have popped in.
Yes, Andrea is in the house, and Mama Bear is here. Gina M is in the house, our conga coordinator. Anna says, I get enjoyment in baking through their enjoyment. I also like making a mess.
Yes.
I don't. That would stress me right out. I'm very weird in the kitchen. I love to cook. I cannot follow a recipe to save my life, friends. So what if it's good? I can't guarantee it's going to happen again.
Recipes are just a suggestion oftentimes. So it's baking that you have to be accurate, because baking really is a science.
Yeah. And that's why I don't bake often, unless it's with Pillsbury crescent rolls. I'm that person that looks up those recipes all over YouTube. Like, what else can I do with the crescent roll? Because I don't have to follow any instructions.
Talk about a time suck. Looking for recipes on YouTube and different variations. Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
It's like, Spirit. Yeah.
I love
Suzanne, I get that. Yeah.
I love that, Jan Street. Good for you. I don't, like I said, I don't follow a recipe, but when I go in the kitchen, it has to be clean when I start, and don't come in there. Like, leave me to my devices. I don't want your help. I don't want, like, everyone, you watch all those decorating shows and they're like, oh, open concept. So I'd be like, oh my God, don't watch me. Because I feel like I'm pardon the expression, it's the only thing that comes to mind. I'm like a fart in a mitt in the kitchen. Like, I have my own way of doing things. It's
okay.
Right. It's an expression my grandmother used to use. Kind of like I'm everywhere and all over the place all at the same time. And so I don't want anyone to have to witness that, because you all would be like, oh my God, are you okay? You need help. And I don't. It's just my way of doing things. So.
Well, yes. I mean, everybody's entitled to their wrong way of doing things.
100%. And I own it. And I own it.
Yes. And Jeffrey and I, we do work in the kitchen differently. Yeah. If I want my childhood dishes. And I have to say, I am, let's be thankful. I'm very thankful for the stuff that you can find on on YouTube. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. I tend to need a recipe to create something, so mostly I play games like Hogwarts Mystery or watch something interesting or educational or scary movies. So now I want to find you something that is interesting, educational, and scary all at the same time.
You could play. I have an idea, Deb. I have an idea. It's called Clue. You know the game Clue? You can buy like the electronic version.
Oh, yeah.
So much fun. Andrea says cooking and recipes are a rabbit hole I fall into, especially herbs and spices that also are used in ancient healing work. Yeah, you guys were talking about that on Deb H's channel. And I would show it to you. Well, I can show it to you, but I'll show you the deck, Andrea, that I was mentioning on Deb's channel. I'm just moving some cards around so that I could get to the
Everybody
box.
watch. We're going to watch for the Jenga to happen. Let's do it.
This is the box.
Oh, the Herb Crafters. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The pictures are absolutely stunning on it, and what's interesting is they mention like a craft for each of the cards in the book, which that's what Andrea was talking about, right? So you have like I can't even see what that says. The 10
I
of
can't
air.
either.
It's the 2 of air, and this is chicory, right? So if you go to the book to the 2 of air, talk amongst yourselves while I find it. 2 of air. This guidebook is different than any other guidebook. All the 2s are together, and then all the 3.
Oh yeah, it freaks me out when I see when I get a new deck and all of the 2s are together, the 3s and all that.
I'm kind of like, what?
It's like, wait a minute, okay.
Yeah. So, for example, crafting with the 2 of air, pluck the petals of a chicory flower, release old beliefs aloud with the falling of each one. Observe pollinating insects. Journal the question, how might I open more in my relationships?
Well, and that's the whole idea of that is if we slow down long enough to think about things,
yeah,
we can add a spiritual level to it.
Yes. And so I just wanted to show that to Andrea because she had mentioned it on Deb's channel, and now she's here. You do have to brush up on your Spanish because the court cards in the tarot deck are Spanish names, and I'm horrible at pronunciation to Spanish names.
Okay.
I've had to write them down so I know who's who and what's what when giving a reading. But anywho, there you have it.
Well,
friends.
okay, there's a question for you. Is will you write on your tarot decks? Will you write other things, words? Will you change it? Do you do that?
I've only done it once, and I don't know that I would do it again. It depends really on the tarot deck, like,
okay,
how off is it? I had to do that to the cat tarot that I have.
Okay.
This deck here, that, I had to get it because it's cats, and the pictures have absolutely nothing to do with cards, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In about 85% of the cards.
Yeah.
So in order for me to be able to give a reading, I had to write something on there, and all I did was write what it is. So I knew what the heck I was doing.
But do people in the chat? Do you write on your decks? Are you okay with modifying it like that? I am. I will do that on different decks. I'm going to start doing that on a deck that I'm studying that is on the other side of the table, so I can't get it. I can't get it, but. And it'll freak people out because it's an out of print deck, but it's my deck and I want to be able to use it. So,
gotcha.
That's but so not some people, they don't feel like they're allowed to write on their decks.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to. I suppose that I would. This is a really interesting question, Jan's Free. Are you inspired to make your own deck of cards? I did. Not tarot, but oracle. And now when I say that they're nothing special, I'm not like, down on myself. I'm just literally saying, like, there's no artwork. It's
a straightforward deck, yes.
But I took time to figure out what it was that I initially wanted in it. And in my mind, it was all the things that are missing from the oracle decks that I have.
Yes.
In my opinion, each oracle deck, which is how I started reading cards, if you want to call oracle decks reading.
Yes, what else would we call it?
Well, some people have an opinion about that.
Yes.
These were things that were missing, in my point, because each deck is very specific. You know what I mean?
Yes, it is. It really is. Yeah.
what I did was I wrote categories, and when I looked at the categories, whatever word, so I had like a whole list, and I would just like write down and add and switch. And then a while back, I was doing Sweet Dreams readings, which is all about, how we sort of release the energy from the day and be able to have a more restful, peaceful night's sleep. And so I added like 30 cards for the sleep. Then I did one for career and finance, and I added again. And so it's a great way to express my creativity. On some of the cards I have, this is an example of my artwork, friends. I have done a back.
There you go.
They're little line drawings, but like everything but the kitchen sink is in here. And, there's romance and love in here. There's the month of the year. There's the angel numbers. The chakras are in here. And I love using this deck because it speaks to me.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yes,
I mean, this is a partially silly and partially serious question.
Okay.
Do you have a blank card that you could add to that deck?
Somewhere, not at my disposal right now.
I would, well, I don't want you to do it now, but I think you should add a card that said the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
Because for, I don't know about you, but there are some decks, my Robin Wood deck, for those of you who know me, know I love the Robin Wood Tarot. She actually gave me a blank card. And so a lot of times I will keep that blank card in the reading because it's something hidden that I don't need to know. In Jan's Free, yes, I have thought of creating my own divination tool. I have drawings of things that I slowed down. Deb writes on, yeah. And I do that too, where I will, there are a few decks that I have tried to connect with that have been a struggle.
Right. And
trimming them, coloring the edge, doing the edging helps. 555, let go. Nice.
Right. So, while you're talking, this is what came out. Right? It's like a grounding exercise, really, when you think about it, right? Because you are really building your foundation, because this is what you want, what you like, what you enjoy, what you gravitate towards, right? So it is a source of your power, right?
Yes.
It's your connection.
Yes. And I also think that, nice. And it's like Andrea never thought of writing on decks. And, I know people who they've actually purchased stamps so they can stamp words on them because they don't like their handwriting.
Yes.
Doesn't matter. But that's just me. And boy, I mean, and like Deb was saying, it's how you put energy into a deck and how you connect with it.
Yeah.
There's lots of different ways to do that. And there are so many good videos about how to do that online.
Yes.
And sometimes I watch them because I would never do that. But it's fun to see how somebody else would use it and it would make sense to them.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, okay.
Well, really, it is an investment.
It is.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
See how these work? Aren't they lovely?
They are. How many cards are there?
In the total deck, I believe there's 98. So that's the majority of them right there.
Wow. Okay.
I don't have all of them. Like, I don't have the sleep one in here because I got them because they're very little. And so they fit in my hand quite nicely.
Yeah. Yeah. Any extra time that you spend with your deck is good. And I think that's, well, any extra time that you spend on something that you enjoy or you're trying to learn is time well spent.
Yes. Well, time well spent, 24 minutes in, and we're just shooting the you-know-what, friends, and I love it. I want to say thank you to everyone for being here. Teresa has just joined in, and of course, Jan and Andrea and Deb H are here. Angela is here. Lisa's here. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you, my friend. Now, thanks everyone for popping in and hanging out with us. If anyone would like a reading, please do pop a question in the chat. Of course, we don't like to do medical. We don't like to do legal. And we don't want to do any politics. Yuck, yuck, yuck.
I think you made me do this.
Yes, I did make you do that.
So, but I am ready to actually.
Hello, my friend.
Kelly's like making us work, and it's like, okay, I'm ready.
Well, I'm just putting it out there in the universe that if anyone wants a question answered, we do have the ability to do that. We're not just here talking. Although I'm totally fine with just sitting here talking. Everyone knows I can talk. So
it's a skill. I can talk too.
Yes. Hi, Diane.
So let me ask you. This: Is I am the Mystic Library of Woo. Mystic's Library of Woo. Oh.
So the Mystics Library of Woo is a channel that has been started by Tammy Jackson, and it is lovely because it is really a library of all of the readers that are out there, and she's done some wonderful things on that channel. So if you're not already familiar with it, do go check it out. I got you, Lady Silver.
I just subscribed to the Mystics Library of Woo.
Tammy, by the way, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Let me know if you need a selfie of me or anything for when you throw me up on there. It's just a joke. So
let me ask you this, Kelly. Yes, I know you're managing that. I'm currently working on 2022 or 20. I'm currently working on my 2022 spring cleaning but let me ask you this. Tarot Sachet is probably going to be needing some guests for Tea Time with Tarot Sachet. Do you need to be in the mix of that?
I would love to be in the mix of that.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
I love that.
So, yeah, the question is can we find you a time when you're not actually busy?
I have lots of time when I'm not busy.
Okay.
Especially if I get an invite from yourself. I will make it so I am available. How's that?
Oh, gosh. So what decks are you what decks do you have that are bringing you joy these days?
It's funny because getting ready for today, I pulled out my decks, and I have always been drawn to earthy kind of decks. So anything to do with the environment, anything to do with like nature, the forest, mindfulness. So today, friends, this is what I have, because everybody knows how cray-cray I am when it comes to my cards. They're all in color sort of coordinated lineup. So we start out with the Oracle of the Fairies, which is this lovely yellowy beige kind of with the pink and the green, right? Moving to the right, we have the Earth Magic deck, because of course it's got the yellow and the green. Moving next to that, we have the Sacred Forest Oracle, because of course of the green and the yellow. Moving next to that, we have the Empath Empowerment deck, because we have the yellow, and now we're transitioning to the blue. Then we have the Quantum Oracle, which is this lovely sort of tie-dye pattern on the back of it, which just,
wow.
I mean, that's just pretty, why not? Then we have the Angels of Atlantis deck, which is next to that. Next to that, we have the Moonology Manifestation deck, because it's all purple and pinks and sort of blues and greens. And next to that, we have the Sacred Traveler Oracle, which I love. And of course, I have my own Oracle. I have my effing Inner Peace cards. And I have 3 tarot decks on the table. You know.
Okay. Wow.
Because anything could happen. I'm trying to be prepared.
I think you were well prepared. Dang. Craig is here. Oil Painter came in. So.
Yes. Wow. Speaking of Oil Painter, Now, and you all were asking earlier about a deck of cards. So oil painter Diana creates these lovely cards. She hand paints them. This is the backside. It is called Clarity.
Nice.
Okay. And these are some of the images.
Nice.
That,
Lovely.
you will find on the cards. And then there is information that is provided to you. A sheet. You'll see there's little numbers up in the top corner there. There is like an information sheet that tells you what her interpretation of the card is. But they're just lovely. They're absolutely stunning. And Diana was kind enough to send this to me as a birthday gift, which I'm most grateful and appreciative of. Yeah, she's very talented, lovely lady. And so if anyone wants to purchase one of those decks, you can email me and I will forward your information to Diana. She does not have a channel, but we want her to have one. Just saying.
Oh, no, don't pressure her. You know,
No,
she could just keep making her rounds. That's awesome.
Hi, Craig. So we've got a couple of questions here. I got you oil painters. So let's go ahead and get started. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let me get a deck. I don't have any decks at all.
Really?
Said no one ever. Oops. Well, I never said that. Because I have
Andrea says, I find myself drawn to oracle cards. I have one tarot deck. Whoops, your comment just popped above my screen. I have one tarot deck that's very old, and I found when I read the cards became a movie. I never mastered individual cards. They showed a movie in my head, and that's totally okay.
Andrea, that's a great way to read tarot.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful way. Oh, by the way, for those of you who don't know me, some people think I am overly happy and joyful, and they're right, because there are other people who have absolutely no joy.
Right.
So
Mystics of the Mystics Library of Wu says, by the way, Gerald, you have videos in my library.
I do.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks.
Yes. So thank you.
And
sorry,
I'm just going to do this. I'm going to promote my Tarot the Stash Way. Yeah. This is something because I read things differently. No, I read my way. I read Tarot the Stash Way, and people and this is where, like you, Kelly, I like to see what people are talking about and would like to see more of. Yes. And people would like, and I'd love to know how you're reading. I'd love to know how you do reading. And so I've been doing that. And Mondays is with Jeffrey's Voice. And we are talking about the Fool's Journey through the Minor cards. And awesome. And so I also love the idea, like you and I get together, Kelly, and hashtag I'm gonna shoot some praise in your general direction. Get ready.
I'm bracing myself. Go ahead.
Okay, brace yourself. I really like talking to people as they're learning about tarot.
Yes.
And I invite people, if you want to talk about tarot, let me know, because I would love to have people on and do that. So, all right. Because yeah,
I'm just kidding.
We never talk about tarot, right?
Andrea says, it has intimidated me, laugh out loud, because everyone oohed and awed individual cards, and I am clueless. Here, I want to say this to you, Andrea, and I hope that this makes sense. Andrea has been following me basically since I started. And you know that in the beginning, I was like, well, this is just weird. I don't know how this is happening. In terms of, I was connected to the cards and I didn't understand what was happening. And so I didn't think that I didn't think I was good enough to be a reader. I was confused by the whole intuitive versus looking at the pictures versus knowing the cards, and I let that get in my head and sort of dictate what I was doing. And so for me, because I feel it's my responsibility, if I'm giving a reading, that I give you the most accurate reading that I can. I wanted to know the meanings of the cards.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that you don't need to do that, or you do need to do that. What I'm saying to you is that if you feel drawn to a tarot deck, ask a question, put the cards out, see what you get. That's where the tarot journal comes in very handy, where you can write down the question and what you drew and what you surmised from that message, because it will help you to develop a certain pattern and a certain way of reading. And we all have our way. Like, no two readers are really the same. We all have our way. And you will notice as Gerald and I do this today, as we answer the questions, that we could pull the same cards and have a totally different message. We could pull different cards and have the exact same message. Now, that doesn't mean that it's right or it's wrong. It's the intuitiveness that's coming to us through the cards. And it's the same kind of concept as, how do you know what deck to choose? I don't know how to explain that to you. I just know.
Yeah. Right? Yes.
So while we do this today, Andrea, that's just something that I thought I would mention to you, that you can watch and sort of see, sort of play out in real time.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
Don't ever be intimidated, and go with your gut. Trust your instincts is the best advice that I can give you. Because for me, it is all about trust. You have to trust yourself and trust the cards and trust your connection. And
the only way to get better at that is to keep doing it.
100%. 100%. Here's our first question. So, will I be moving in 2023 is a question from Lady Silver 1111. And Andrea, that is really unfortunate that YouTube intimidated you. But I get it.
It's a yes or no. I'm going to do a special. Hi, Miriam. I'm going to do a different spread for Lady Silver 1111.
Hello, Miriam. How are you, my darling?
Appreciate everybody being here and sharing. Thank Spirit, it's Friday.
Sharing is caring.
It is. Hi, Mika.
Well, you're seeing people before I see them. Hi, Mika.
Because I am an overachiever.
You are.
Actually, because I do my videos on my iPad.
Right.
And so I set up my phone, and so my phone sees it before this. So
I need to focus all of my attention on what's happening, or
shuffling cards.
Hot mess. No, like, having a conversation with you, work in the chat, I will be a hot mess. It's very rarely that you will ever see me be on someone's program and in the chat. I might pop in like once or twice or before, but I can't.
Yeah. For entertainment purposes only.
I
do not make decisions based on what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really.
I have that banner. I should have put it up for the first half an hour.
That's all right.
Sorry. All right. Here we go.
Sometimes I overcomplicate things, so just shut me up and, I'm appreciating this discussion. Well, we're glad you're here for this. So, Lady Silver 1111, will they be moving in 2023? Kelly's going to wait for me to go first.
Well, I'm not. I haven't actually finished shuffling cards yet. That's okay. That's too many. Just had like 20 drop out.
Okay, so Lady Silver 1111. What I am seeing here is not really. It's more no than yes, and the caution is understanding why you want to move or why you need to move, because you don't need to overcomplicate it. Because sometimes sometimes we don't recognize, we don't take time to think about the challenging things in our lives. And when we do that, it allows us to have some clarity.
Yeah.
So if you're, I think, I guess I would say, Lady Silver 1111 is there's a lot of thinking and preventing yourself from realizing that you could move if you wanted, but move to something instead of running away from something.
So when I was saying earlier about how we could get the same cards or get the same message but different cards, I don't know what cards you got, but I'm getting the same message.
Okay. Yeah, because I got the Fool, I got the Nine of Swords, and the Devil. That's where we have the idea of it's your worst nightmare, and you're overthinking it, and it's keeping you up at night. But it's also helping you recognize you need to see the balance of things.
Yeah.
Then we have the Eight of Swords with the Nine of Pentacles. Something to think about, Lady Silver, is recognize the good that you have where you are and what you like about that. I'm a believer that energy begets energy. So if you appreciate what you have and you maximize where you are, then that tells the universe that you can handle that level of energy, and the universe will give you more of it. There is this sense of keep plugging away at it. If you're wanting to buy a house or something like that, get into a new flat. I don't know where you are, Lady Silver 1111. Keep working at it.
Yeah.
Keep working at it, because it's an important process. So
I feel like this is more of an emotional or like a thinking mindset kind of vibe than it is an actual I have to leave. So what Gerald is, so I'm sort of picking up on what Gerald is saying, right? In terms of maybe write a list, excuse me, of why do you feel the need to leave, right? Why do you feel the need to relocate? What are the reasons why you want to do that? If it's like I can't afford it, well, obviously that's not an emotional thing or a thinking thing, but it is if you are constantly focused on how am I going to do this, how am I going to get the money, you know what I mean? Like if you're allowing that to sort of get on that hamster wheel and go crazy, you're sort of putting the cart before the horse, for lack of a better way to say it. I've got the Two of Earth, so the balance, that's Two of Pentacles, right? Trying to walk that tightrope, trying to navigate that whole thing. We've got the Ace of Waters. Or the Ace of Cups. This is about your emotions. This is about your relationships. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. I don't have any cards that suggest this, but this is just what I'm vibing. If there's like a situation in your house where someone is suggesting that this is what you need to do, or you're suggesting that this is what needs to happen in order, what am I trying to say? It's like someone suggests that we have a kid because we think it's going to make our relationship stronger. So if there's some kind of pulling between people in the home that is causing you to think, well, maybe if we just moved, things would get better. And I don't know if I'm right or not, but I'm just putting that out there. Because I've got the 10 of Air, right? This is stress. This is worry.
Yeah.
This is a lot of pressure coming
It's
down.
Living with all of the decisions. Yeah, definitely.
Right? And then I've got on the bottom of the deck, which is very odd, it's the Nine of Water, which is the wish fulfillment card. This is joy and blessings and your dreams coming true. So very like that. And then I pulled from my own deck and I literally got the happy home.
I pulled a card I was like going, okay, if Lady Silver 1111, when they decide it's time to move, it's going to be successful.
Yeah.
It'll all line
100%.
up. It'll all work.
Yeah, I get that too. And so I went to my Sacred Traveler Oracle, which I love, and literally all of these cards fell out. Okay, so not to go on for an hour and a half, but really quickly, because this is important that you see this. So wandering path, enjoy the journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we find the answers in the most unexpected places, and if we're too busy focused on an outcome, we're going to miss it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're on that hamster wheel 24/7. So allow yourself to just sort of grab onto the concept that if it was meant to be, it will be, right? The most
Mm-hmm.
benevolent outcome, that kind of stuff. And just try to enjoy what you have, right?
Yep.
We
Yeah.
have
That's yeah.
staying focused, hold your course, which is
Mm-hmm.
exactly what I was just saying.
Yep.
We have voyage of the heart. Love flows through you and to you. So if it is meant
Mm-hmm.
to be and it is supposed to happen, it will. Valiant courage. Take action with passion. Sorry, I couldn't see the last word there.
Take action with what? With what?
Tune in next week for the cliffhanger. No, sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? So take action with passion. And I sort of feel like that was what I was saying before. Like, write a list of all the reasons why you think that this is what you want. Manifest it. Manifest it. Right? But don't live in the outcome. Because that's when all the shoulda, woulda, coulda things come up, and it just, you get on that hamster wheel, and it's really, really hard to get off. You've got vast vistas, expand your horizons. So allow yourself to step out of why and live in the present, right? And then you've got the impasse, which is reflect and redirect your energy. And so I hope that all of that makes sense to you, Lady
Yeah.
1111, and I thank you for answering the question. And I'm sorry that took so long, but
Thanks for asking.
Yes, absolutely. Hi, Ivana. I got you, Mika. Okay, so now we have Miss Jan's Free. How much of the news we listen to are real? How much discernment do we need to need to use? It's mind-boggling and confusing. Completely accurate and great question, by the way, Jan's Free. I think it's, in my opinion of that question, I think it's very much like if I see something that I feel right off the hop is any kind of clickbait, I'm not going there. Like the other day, for example, and this is, for entertainment purposes only, it said, is Suri is not Tom Cruise's real daughter. That was the title of the video.
Okay.
Then you take your mouse and you sort of hover over that frame, and then the title of the video shows up, like the description part, and it says she may not be. So it's like a clickbait thing, because you immediately you see that, you're like, oh, what? I need to check this out right away. And then you get in there, and it's just a bunch of like back and forth and possibilities and suggestions. There's no meat and potatoes to it. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I try to be careful where I feel it's clickbait.
And I think an important thing here is about how much of the news is do we listen to is real. How much discernment do we need to use? We need to use a fair amount of discernment, which includes listening to other or getting news, for entertainment purposes only, blah, blah, blah. We need to listen to news that is outside of the area that's specifically impacted. I used to listen to the BBC to get reports about what was going on in the United States because it was not necessarily directly impacted. The other thing is to check your resources. I used to work in a library, so make sure that you have reliable resources. and pay very close attention to that. And because I got the Seven of Swords as I was looking at this Jan's free, and the Seven of Swords is this idea of using discernment and checking things and making sure that what you have is based in reality. And a lot of times we have to, yes, it is out there, Deb H, and it's just go find it and validate what you're learning.
Yeah.
And there's lots of ways to get information, and check it in 3-4 different areas and find out what works for you.
So I just pulled a card and it's like, yes, that's the one I wanted to see. And I love it when that happens. I feel like the cards are reading my mind, or maybe my mind is reading my cards. I'm not sure which way to say that, but anyway, I'm a mind reader. Who knew it? In my opinion, watching the news is all about, okay, why would you, if someone dropped you off in front of a burning building, chances are you're going to want to do something to assist, right? Chances are you're probably not going to turn around and walk away and pretend like that never happened. And so if you are already feeling elevated, if you're already feeling distracted, if you're already feeling nervous, if you're already feeling stressed, you either need to do something to calm yourself before you go there and, watch the news or whatever. And you have to do what Gerald said, do your due diligence to make sure that the source that you have is real. And you have to listen to it through a filtered mind. Because we've all talked about this before, the hearing and the listening, two totally different things, right? We start out with the Ace of Pentacles, this is planting a seed for the future. So if we take this in context of the question, they are literally planting seeds, right? They're dropping little for you to click on and go, oh, right?
Yeah. It's ad revenue.
You going down the rabbit hole when you click on said thing that makes you go, oh, it causes great conflict, right? It actually presents you with more questions than answered when you're finished watching it. It is not like the cliffhanger that we used in the prior reading statement in terms of, when you would watch your favorite show, like Who Shot JR, for example, and everyone couldn't wait till next week. The newspapers, there was no Twitter back then, but everyone was talking about who shot JR. Not why.
Of course. Yeah.
Not why. Who.
Yep.
Nobody cared about why. They only cared about who, right? They didn't really even care about how. But now we're so filled with the how and the woulda, shoulda, couldas and the conflict and
yes.
On the bottom of the deck, we've got the Two of Swords. So it leaves you feeling completely like I'm more confused now. Like I'm no further ahead for the information that I just brought into my life. I am more confused than I was to begin with. So what do you do? Speaking of the discernment, I feel like this is like be proactive, not reactive. Like that's what I want to say. So cool your emotions. So before you go into something, make sure that you're in a good mind frame to understand what you're actually hearing. Remain calm and don't freak out, because the information that you're hearing, unless it is happening next door or across the street or in your actual community, what are the chances that it actually affects you, like personally, in that moment?
Yeah.
Chances are slim, right? And if you can walk away from that and say, well, thank you for the information, I'm going to put that wherever it needs to go, and I'm still going to be able to do what the next thing in my day was and carry it out successfully and not have that hanging on the balance of my back, then you have actually achieved listening to the news in a way where you let it filter through you, but not let it affect you.
Yeah. And it is.
Yeah. I was just going to say again about it's really about, being proactive, not reactive.
Yeah. And one of the things that I pulled is the idea of unplug.
Yeah.
Know your limits. Know how much time you can spend on the news, because it can be very overwhelming, especially because it comes so quickly, and it's oftentimes very negative,
Yeah.
and sometimes we can't handle that. So
Yeah.
I get that. Honor yourself.
Yeah. Lots of people saying so. Deb H says, I tend to watch almost no news. I just catch the headlines, then usually turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
The Mystics Library of Woo says, hubby watches nightly news every night. I have to walk out or tune it out. It's 90% negative.
Mm-hmm.
Deb H says, know your energy limit. Hi, Sylvia. Thank
Yeah,
you for
definitely.
joining us. Craig Dixon says, PBS and BBC, where I used to get most of my news reporting.
Mm-hmm.
Tammy says all news stories are fear-based. And Deb H said, yes, unbiased reporting is hard to find, but it's out there. A couple of weeks ago, just as a footnote to what we were kind of saying before we close this question off, a couple of weeks ago, or obviously maybe just a week ago now, somebody had, and I don't remember the guy's name. I think he was running for something in Nevada. I want to say, I could be totally wrong. I'm a Canadian. Sorry, friends. And they were asking him on the news, how do you feel if the guy you were running against does not pick up the phone and call you and concede? And he said, who cares if he calls me or he doesn't?
Yeah.
And so it was in that moment that the person that was being interviewed stood in their truth and went like, why is this? Why are you asking me this? Like,
Yeah.
honestly, what does it mean if the guy picks up the phone and calls you and concedes? It doesn't mean anything. You won. Let's get to business.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, to the point about using our discernment, right?
Absolutely.
Next up, we have Mama Bear. That was a great question, Jansfree. Thank you. Fun question or not, depending on the answer. I got you, Sylvia. Will I ever win the lottery? Jackpot. That's a really interesting question. No one's ever asked me that. And how about you, Gerald? Has anyone ever asked you that?
No.
Sorry, my cold is just still hanging on, friends. Still hanging on just a smidge. That's because I live inside of a snow globe. It's like -5, and we are reportedly getting, I hope everyone's sitting down, 27 inches in total of snow over the next couple of days.
Did you see Mystic Library of Woo's
Yes, I did.
question? Okay.
See her, and I do have her question, I think. Maybe I don't. Let me go find it. I do not, so I'm glad that you asked. I got it. Yay. Look at me operating the chat like a pro.
I know.
Final question or not, depending on the answer. Of course, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Mama Bear, do you actually play the lottery? Because you can't win if you don't play.
Right.
And I think the short answer is yes. It's not going to be as much as you want it to be. And I think you need to you need to pay attention to your when you're doing it, when you're playing, and why you're playing. And I know it sounds weird, but I'm getting a more yes than no. There's a question about it's not as much as you would like. Yes, I played twice recently, got 13 replayed and lost. Well, know when it's time to stop playing.
Yup.
Because I got the Two of Swords.
Yeah.
Two of Swords, use discernment in that. My indicator card is with the Fool. Don't be foolish with it. No, you're okay. That's pretty clear. Know how much you're willing to lose in order to play. Oh, $13 you meant. So, oh, it's Kelmar.
Hi, darling.
Sir Kelmar.
Sir Kelmar. Oh my gosh, don't call him sir. This is interesting. I got the Emperor, and I just stopped. You know, what's the Emperor about? The Emperor is about taking control or being in control. I feel like my message here and some of the cards that I've got is more like play the lottery as like a bonus. Don't play it, and I'm not saying that you're doing that. I don't know at all. But I feel like this is more something where you play it because you have fun, because you've got an extra few dollars that week or that month, whatever the case may be. Not because you're playing it religiously every week, hoping that you're going to hit the jackpot, if that makes sense. On the bottom of the deck, I've got the 5 of Cups. Okay, so the 5 of Cups is like a ritual release. It's like walking away from something that doesn't serve you. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Like, you take the control back. You decide when you're going to play because it's fun. And if it ever happens, wow, wouldn't that be awesome? But I'm totally fine if I don't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you don't feel that way. I'm just saying that's what my cards are giving me. I've got identify your emotional triggers. And this is from the Empath Empowerment deck. We absorb the emotions of others that remain unhealed in ourselves. Notice your triggers, such as anger and fear, and gently begin to heal them. And I guess I want to say, like, that just, to me, that adds to the message that I got. And that is, you know, and I'm not in any way saying, so she says, I only play like $4 worth. And whenever I win, I use that to replay. Yes, hit the nail. I only play if I have extra. And I
there
think
you go.
Like this, that's the reinforcement of that statement, right? And it's interesting that I got the 5 of Cups, because when I pulled my last card, I got Surrender. And I want to say to you that maybe if you shift your thinking, and I'm not saying that you think this way, but this is what the cards are coming out. So if you think there's a possibility that, I mean, obviously you have to play to win, but if you don't think, am I ever going to win? It's just for fun. I got $2 change. I'm going to spend it on a lottery ticket kind of idea.
Yeah.
That's just a whole different mindset. And that's like surrendering the thought process. Am I ever going to win? Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes. Yep.
Yes. And Gerald has his crown on.
That's Sir it's Sir Gerlod to you.
Yes. Oh, Tammy's called you Lord.
Oh
Gerald.
my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Do you want like some sort of a fanfare? Because I don't have anything prepared.
I have a fan.
I can do a drum roll.
No.
I was thinking more like that, but I can't really do that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, don't do that. Not, you know, and I'm not saying that to don't sing to us, but you know, that's not necessary. Thanks.
I'm not going to hurt anybody. Hi, Cardamancy. How's it going, love?
Cardamancy.
All right, Miss Oil Painter. Excellent question. Thank you for asking, Mama Bear. Oil Painter is up on deck and says, who is the ghost that keeps turning on my iPad or my phone and putting it on a YouTube channel? I want to know whose YouTube channel it's putting you on. That's what I want to know. I'm kidding. You don't have to tell us that.
But we want you to.
But we really want
the ghost that keeps turning on my iPad or phone, putting it on a YouTube channel? How am I going to do that one? That's an interesting one.
I love it. Tammy says, we are not worthy. We are not worthy. Laugh out loud.
Oh, you're all worthy. And by the way, Mama Bear, remember us when you hit the lottery.
Yes. Remember the little people.
Actually, Mama Bear, when you win the lottery, donate 10% of it to an organization that does something that you are looking for, you want to support. because that's, again, I think one of those wonderful things that it teaches. I am making Kelly, lose all of her cards. Kelly's lost her cards, people. But, yeah, take my bit of that money and put it into an organization that does some things that are needed in the world, and you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I'm switching here. So Suzanne says maybe there is something on that channel that you need to hear. And then Oil Painter said, well, today it turned on your channel while I was doing laundry downstairs. My phone was in the kitchen upstairs. So that's really interesting. So I'm going to put her question back up on the screen. So you were meant to come here and ask this question, apparently.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm getting an exactly a who, but I'm getting a why. Because I have all of the hidden stuff is when your heart and mind are not connected. This is the Three of Swords.
Yeah.
It is something to help you actually remember your boundaries and what's in your kingdom. Because I got the Emperor. When you're wanting to be very rash and go crazy and do something, fly off the handle because you lose your crap. This is the King of Swords. It's to help you slow down enough and master your actions instead of being crazy. And I'm also thinking it could certainly be someone who has passed over and someone who is somebody who is wanting you not to take on more than what is yours to handle. So I don't know if that makes any sense to you, Oil Painter.
Let us know. Okay, so I don't know if someone has crossed over in your life that you know of that is an air sign. But I start off with the Knight of Air, right? This is all about standing in your truth.
And I had the King of Air, the King of Swords.
Okay. So that's a good indicator, right? Yes. This is about standing in your truth, being very determined and motivated. Not sure if you're working on a partnership of some sort, but we've got the Three of Earth next, which is working hard, working together with the community. So I don't know if you've been trying to get something started and you're feeling like it's not working, like it's just not working. It's not coming together in the way that you want. Because next to that, we've got the Seven of Fire, and I feel like you feel slightly challenged. Like things usually work easier for you than harder, generally speaking, because you are so connected. And for whatever reason, this time it's not coming together in the way that you want it to. On the bottom of the deck, I've got the Star card. Having faith, testing your patience, being inspired, being fulfilled. I've got step into your power, the first quarter moon in Aries. I love this picture. And then I've got magical blessings. Okay, that message is whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairy says you can bless others too. So I definitely say someone is trying to send you a message. I don't know if you've been working on a pet project or something, but if you feel that it's hit a point or hit a challenge, maybe take a step back, do some manifesting, get quiet, and then, use your intuitiveness and your inspiration to flip it on its head. Maybe open up to the people that you're working with and say, okay, do you have any suggestions? All right. So she says, Diana says, I'm air. My cousin was a jokester and a Scorpio. Yes, Kelly, working hard on something. Yeah, Thanksgiving dinner for 13. There you go, my friend.
Wow.
Yay. Hi, Vivian.
Great.
Hi, Teresa. Sorry if I missed anyone and didn't say hi. You know how it goes, friends. It's hard to toss cards and talk and do
Is it Andrea or Andrea?
I say
Galvin?
It's Andrea.
Okay. Because she posted, anyone else ever envision a literal place for light workers can live in close proximity, not in politically challenged energies, maybe like a group of tiny homes? Well, I just have to say that tiny homes would be perfect for my tiny hands.
Yes, it would be. I love it. All right, so Spirit Watcher Suzanne says, does Jesus have a message for us? These are amazing questions, and I'm actually not going to use my tarot deck. I'm going to use my own oracle deck for this.
You're welcome, oil painter. Okay, apparently I'm supposed to use this tarot deck because I'm still shuffling it. I'm going to assume that Jesus does have a message for us and just bypass that yes or no aspect of it and say, what is the message Jesus has for us?
Yep.
So.
Wow. Sorry, friends. Look at that. I got Spirit. Protection, being guided, love, healing, inner peace, and connection. That is the message. We are stronger together than we are individually, and together we are a phenomenal force. I don't know why I want to say that, but that's what I want to say in answer to your question. Not pulling any more cards. That was awesome.
And the message that I have is there's a lot to carry right now, a whole lot to carry. And the suggestion is for us to think about new ways that we can speak and to act. And because pages are about new ways of doing things, new ways, new approaches, and using those, our thought, word, and our deed to help transform us to the next place, the next way of thinking. And because we all need to go through that transformation. Yeah, Kelly did drop the mic on that.
It happens every once in a while.
And you saw it here first.
Yeah, right. Spirit Watcher Suzanne says, thanks to you both and Jesus for this message. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You got to love it when things like that happen. See, now that just made my day.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
You got it. That's cool.
All right, friends. We got a couple more questions here. So this is Miriam. Could I have a reading for now till the end of the year, please, if you have time?
Hi, Miriam.
Miriam. Miss Miriam.
Please pick up the white courtesy phone. Okay, that one needs to be there.
I don't know why, but every time you say stuff like that, Gerald, it always reminds me of like women's lingerie. Ding, like the elevator.
Oh yeah, and did you ever watch the movie Rocky Horror Picture Show?
No.
You've never seen that?
No.
Really?
Really.
Okay.
I don't like.
Well, you can go to the movie theater and it would be silly and people would be yelling back at the screen. And there's a scene where Frankenfurter there's a cat.
Hi, buddy. You never come to visit. Are you okay?
Miriam saw that. Well, there's a scene where Frankenfurter is going up an elevator, or no, it's going up an elevator, and it's like the horrible thing to say is first floor preteen maternity and women's lingerie, and it's like, oh my god, that's awful.
This is Austin, everybody. This is my big boy that doesn't like to ever come on my desk, so this is something. He must want to say hi to everybody.
Hello, kitty, 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 kitty.
He's like, hi, everyone. My name is Awesome. My mom and dad call me Double A, Awesome Austin.
Aw.
Don't look at me. I don't like the attention.
I don't like the attention, but I'll let you scratch me.
Yeah. Okay, I'll back up and you can sit on my lap, okay? Hold on.
Don't dream it, be it, yes.
All right, there you go, sweetheart. No. You can't sit there. You got to sit. No, you can't sit on the desk. You can't sit on the desk. Do you want to go climb on top of your brother? No, you want to sit on the desk. Okay. Sorry for the distraction, folks. Apologize. Go ahead, Gerald.
So the message for from now to the end of the year is the Six of Pentacles. Look for opportunities to provide to others and people around you that which you can share. It's an opportunity to get into the habit of sharing and providing for others. Sometimes if you're looking for a holiday gift, a great holiday gift is to make some food and to freeze it and to give it to people, and then that way they don't have to cook food, but you've cooked it with intention. From now to the end of the year, you really need to focus on what your long-term plans are. You've got wow, those cards are just flying out. You go through and Miriam, collect all of the notes that you have around the house, put them in one place, and decide whether or not anything needs to happen with them, because right now what's going on is it can get overwhelming if you end the year with a pile of a to-do list of to-dos that you've forgotten you decided that you were going to do that. So instead, just look at it in a sense of, let's just go through and use your brain to go, does that still need to be done? How has that changed? Because pull out the Queen of Swords to help you get through that. The Queen of Swords is very direct. She gets a lot of stuff done. She gets stuff done through other people by giving clear instructions and supporting people. So, and I think that can be very, very helpful. So that's me.
That's me. So I started out, you've seen all the times that I shuffled all of those cards, and I got the Knight of Air. That's what flew out. So again, being intellectual, being determined, being motivated, standing in your truth, right? Knowing who you are. And I'm only saying it because I'm still shuffling. We've got the Ace of Fire. This is what we were talking about in the beginning of the program here, right? Being creative, an opportunity to sort of shift your thinking or shift your focus is really, really important right now. I feel like you're very caught up in your thoughts. You're stressed about something. We've got the Ace of Air, right? Or the Ace of Swords. This is like your inspiration. It's kind of like an aha moment. It's a new perspective, new beginnings, new opportunities. But it's about how you take that in and digest it. It's going to be how it's going to come out, right?
Yes.
On the bottom of the deck, I've got the Nine of Air. So you might be really, really overthinking, causing you a lot of stress, staying up not at night, not being able to sleep. I've got the Milky Way, which is perspective. If we shift our thoughts, we're not going to be stuck anymore. That's where that creativity comes in. And just to back that up, I've got experience the passion of fire. Reignite your life force by gazing into a cozy fire, recharging in the sunlight, or lighting a candle. Allow fire to spark your vision and your vitality. So I feel like if you shift your perspective and find a better outlet, that things may become more clear to you, if that makes sense. I don't know about the creative part, but like maybe in a journal or something like that, drawing. Which card, honey?
That wasn't the Herb
Oh,
Crafters. That was early on, but something that you're reading now, I think. Andrea? Andrea?
Andrea, you tell me what deck it is, and tried going back to find. Oh, it is the Herb Crafter. Okay, there. So that's what I got for you, Miriam. I hope that resonates. I hope that makes sense. Mika is up next. She would love a read. Okay. She says, yeah,
Mika.
that's what I'm getting to. Thanks. You're welcome.
Mika, what do you want a reading about? You still here?
You wanted to sit there and your brother's sitting there? Is that what the problem was? It's so unusual. Austin never comes to visit. He doesn't like the shuffling of the cards.
Mika said surprise me.
All right. We can do that. The other day I was on Facebook and somebody, I think it was Manasa actually, was posting up that it was 27 degrees where she lives. And I'm like, yep, and I'm supposed to be getting 27 inches of snow. I win. No. When my husband showed me that alert, I'm like, so it's 70 centimeters of snow that they're calling for, which equates to 27 inches. And I'm like, because centimeters always sound like so much, like we're supposed to get 10 centimeters of snow, and then it's like 10 inches, that's almost a foot, but really it's like 4 inches. It's not like, it's nothing, right? So when I seen 70, I was like, is that a typo? It's like, good grief, it's like a 10-year-old we're gonna lose, you know what I mean? Like, that's how much snow we're gonna get. It's a lot. I have so many fun
stories, Mika.
You know? Like the one time that I was a little girl and I went with my my father used to belong to a snowmobile club, and so we would all go to rent cottages and snowmobile for the whole weekend, fathers and sons and fathers and daughters, and we went to the local hotel, which was at the end of the street from the cottage, for dinner on the Saturday night. And when we came back, my father phoned the police to report his truck stolen. His truck wasn't stolen, it was just buried underneath all the snow, and literally he couldn't find his truck.
Wow.
And they closed the highway. We couldn't get home. It was a whole situation. We had to eat KFC for 2 days. Everything was closed. But anyway, good memory.
Wow. Mika, it's now time for you to be using good to weigh things carefully. God, your cards are just flying like crazy. Mika, as you are going through your daily life, make sure you weigh your options carefully, and this is much more of a day-to-day thing. Dot your I's, cross your T's, mind your P's and Q's. Make sure that if you sign any contracts that you've read the fine print. Make sure that. Then I also have the 5 of Pentacles, and in this card, this is also, not only is it an opportunity to ask for help, but it's an opportunity for you to offer help. Pay attention to see what's going on around you to where someone might need help. Offer the help and give them time to think about it. And then if you agree that if you say you're going to do something, then do it. You have things are working out for you, because I got the 6 of Wands. This is a successful endeavor with your energies, and I think that is a very important thing to remember, is to, especially for like Thanks Spirit, it's Friday, celebrate the small successes. It does not lessen the challenges with things that are struggle, but it does give us energy to appreciate what is the small things that we've done well. Don't get too much on your high horse and to focus on them. But if you're struggling, pick one thing and you're going to do that one thing, because that really helps you go to the next level. And I'm going to pick an inner effing peace card for you. Is Mika okay to do that too? Mika, can you
Absolutely.
handle one of these?
Absolutely,
Okay.
she can.
And so
I've only ever snowshoed once, Amanda, and it didn't work out well. But people do it here all the time. For anyone who was watching me the other day on that lake, when it freezes over, people snowshoe across that all the time.
the divine in me honors the divine in you. Dang. Namaste, bitches. Boom. Fan warp.
I love it.
There you go.
I'm sort of getting the same thing that Gerald was getting. So I started with the Tower card in the traditional tarot. In this deck, it's called Transformation. On the bottom of the deck, it says realization, life change, and liberation. And so that's the energy coming in from the past. So something has occurred, which is probably what made you come and ask the question that you asked. Something has sort of knocked you off your kilter or sort of made you feel slightly like your foundation might be a little unstable at the moment. Right now, you're in a moment of self-reflection, right? You're trying to figure out all the answers. And when you get all the answers, do call me and let me know. I think that's part of the pressure, right? We have this tendency, if I don't know, I need the information, and then we go on that hamster wheel trying to find all the answers, and it doesn't really work like that. And we know it doesn't work like that, but I think it's a human behavior to want to figure it all out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Prepared,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's where you're sitting right now. The outcome. We have the Two of Water.
Aw.
Okay, so picking up on what Gerald said, this is either a new person coming into your life, you finding friendship, support. I don't know about a romantic situation, but it's some sort of partner, somebody who's connected to your heart, someone who gets you, someone who understands you, someone who's going to help lift you up and embrace you when you need to be embraced, which is lovely, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the bottom of the deck, we have the Dreamer. You're now at the beginning again, and you have this lovely innocent sort of way of looking at things. You've gained a new perspective because of this self-evaluation and this support person. Between those two elements, they have really elevated you and lifted your vibration. The negativity is gone. You're out of your head, and now you're in the present moment going, I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Now you're looking at the possibilities, right? Which is interesting. From my own Oracle deck, I pulled medication. Okay, medication is support, clarity, building a solid foundation, which is freaky to me because I pulled it last, and that's literally all the tarot cards that I got. Okay. From the Quantum Oracle, we've got kindred partnership. So again, someone who understands you, the person that you meet that you feel like you've known your whole entire life, that's the kind of person that may be coming into your life. And then we've got the spirit guardian of summer, which is activation. Okay. Or sorry, expansion. And I feel like this is your thought process, your cognitive sort of way of approaching a situation is going to gain a new sort of attitude almost. And I love that for you. You have a hard time meditating. Here's the thing. When you meditate, a lot of people think that you got to do it a certain way. Light a candle and stare at the flame. Right? And
stare at the flame for a minute.
Yeah.
Don't do it for 20 minutes right off, because not many of us can do that. No. You have to build up.
Yeah. So. And just so you know, that said medication, not meditation. Just as an FYI, right?
Well, but meditating can be like a medication.
100%. 100%. I just wanted to clarify. All right. I just want to say that we've been here for an hour and a half, and I appreciate you. I'm sorry that this is taking so long, but we've got Sylvia Hanks up next, and then we've got Tammy Jackson because I missed her. So Sylvia says, question, what to look for in the next few months.
Okay.
Thanks everyone for hanging out with us. Please don't
thank
go
you.
check out Tarot Stash. The description is honestly, it's the second time I've said that. The link is in the description box. Sorry.
Sylvia Hanks, are you still here? To look for the next couple of months.
You're welcome, Mika.
Yeah,
I mean,
Mika.
there's lots of things that you can do it depends on what you're meditating for, right? So if you're meditating to calm yourself, if you're meditating to center yourself, you're meditating to ground yourself, trying to, just sort of get yourself back in check. There's all kinds of things that you can do. Bye, Anna. Have a great weekend. Not like I'm not going to talk to her in an hour, but anyway.
Are you going to talk to her in an hour?
Probably.
Okay. Fair warning, Anna Banana. Run. Put it on Do Not Disturb. All right, Sylvia, I don't see you here, but I got what's coming up for the next couple of months is it's time to make sure that everything that is in order and in the right place and that you're not forgetting things. You still have some projects that need your attention. Go back to the original plans and verify them and that you're following the instructions, because it is important to, if you haven't looked at the instructions or the original purpose for doing something, sometimes it can go off, and go back to the original reason that you're doing something. And then the Four of Cups, be careful on not getting too distracted by something new. It's always easy to flip through YouTube, your streaming services.
Yeah.
But sometimes pay attention to what other opportunities there could be that could give you some emotional fulfillment. So that's me.
I love that, Gerald. That was really good.
Thanks.
Not that you needed me to verify your reading for you, but
Yeah,
I love the way that you put it together. I start out with the 8 of Air, Sylvia. So stress, self-doubt. I'm not sure if there's been some confusion that, in the not too distant past, but, might have been feeling slightly off, or things not working out the way that you had hoped that they would. Right now you feel sort of a little bit raw, a little bit fragile, but not in a bad way. This is, being sensitive, being open, trusting your gut instinct, listening to your gut instinct, which is a skill. Trust me, because we all have it, and most of the time we pretend or forget that, it's there for us to use. We have the Knight of Fire. This is going after it. This is being motivated and confident and passionate, being adventurous and saying, like, I got this, I'm ready to go, which is a lovely energy to sort of embrace. Exactly. We have the 6 of Earth on the bottom of the deck. This is giving and receiving, being, generous and charitable. And so I feel like whatever you went through, you sort of let it seep into the inside of you, which is, what most of us would do. And now you're starting to open back up again. You're feeling a little raw around the edges, but you're sort of trying to pick yourself up and say, like, I got this, I can do this, I'm ready, that kind of thing. Which is great. Keep doing that. Be vigilant. Right? We've got stone people and vigilance. So be vigilant, stay focused, stay on the path, on the course. It's interesting to me that I got this card. This is from Archangel Metatron, and we've got mercy. Okay, so don't be afraid to ask for help along the journey. It's okay if you don't have all the answers, or if you need a helping hand, just some encouragement. That's totally okay. Whether that means an actual person or just talking to spirit, journaling how you feel, You know, turning on the music and dancing around the living room to lift
Sure.
yourself up. It's totally okay to do that.
Yes.
We should never blame or shame ourselves because we need help. I just wanted to add that.
Mm-hmm.
The last card I got is music. And this card says, listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music you hear. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. So you may find a song that may just speak to you. Like, for example, one of the songs I love to listen to that puts me in a kind of like, I got this, I can do anything kind of mood is the song by Pink that was in the movie New Year's, Raise Your Glass. What's that song called? Raise Your Glass.
Don't ask me. You're referencing a movie. You know, I have not seen
Well,
any
no,
movies.
but Pink song. It's like Raise Your
Oh.
Glass. But anyways, it's kind of like a really like a peppy kind of lifting yourself up kind of song. You know, ain't no mountain high enough. That kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
It's those kinds of songs will pick you up and sort of
Oh, of course.
give you the
Yeah.
inspiration that you need. And so that's what the card is suggesting, and I agree with that.
Beautiful.
All right, that was great. Thank you, Sylvia, for answering the question. I'm sure she will ask, check it out on replay. Miss Tammy Jackson from the Mystics Library of Woo asks, will hubby get promoted or another job soon? Hi, Teresa. If I didn't say hi already, sorry about that, my friend. Will hubby get promoted for another job soon? Actually, I don't want to use that deck. Oh, snap. I just dropped half my deck across the floor. Pardon me
That's
for
what you get.
friends. Oh,
Working on videos as she watches us. So she's, work lurking.
Work lurking.
Working lurking.
Working lurking. Sounds like
well,
craziness. Really. Wow. I don't know if I'm supposed to use these cards or not, but it kind of looks like it.
Bye, oil painter.
Bye, Diana. You know what? That's what we're going to do. They fell out for a reason. Holy moly.
All right. So.
Beautiful. Absolutely.
There you go. For entertainment purposes only, whatever, etc. No. No. And part of that is, are they doing a reorganization at work? Are they going through some changes? Because it feels like some of the higher ups are trying to figure out how things are going to be working. And part of it is, I think there's some outside forces at work trying to get the organization to think about things differently. So, and that's really hard to deal with, especially because it feels like it's an unexpected shift. I don't know what that is, and it just feels like right now it's turning things on. Okay, it's a state job, so government housing. Yeah, lots of things are up in the air. Things are changing. It's crazy, but I get this. There's some changes that are coming where the cracks in the system that are not quite working haven't figured themselves out yet. And I think the so I think it's an important thing to remember okay, I'll just say it. It's a competitive area and people do not work well together. And people may be trying to steal from others in order to make things work and to make things look better. So stay put. It's always hectic here. Stay put. Stay focused on doing your best with what is going on, because he might have an opportunity to uh, offer some assistance when asked, because he's focused on the task that he's doing instead of worrying about the next thing. So that's what I have for you.
Really interesting. So y'all seen that I dropped a whack load of cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards fell on the floor. And when I picked them up and looked at them, I thought, no, these are supposed to.
Yep.
So we've got the 5 of Swords. This is the conflict. Is this going to happen? Is it not going to happen? If it does happen, should I take it? All that kind of stuff.
I have the 5 of Swords.
Oh, there you go. All right. So, and then I've got the Devil card, right? This is toxic energy. This is, being stuck in that hamster wheel of not knowing where the heck you're going, if it makes a difference what you're doing. You know what I mean? You know how the job that you do because you feel like you have to, not because you really love it. It kind of feels like that to me. Then I've got the 8 of Cups. This is walking away from something that doesn't serve you.
Yeah.
And so I feel like there's going to be a shift in the job. I just don't think it's going to happen soon, right? To answer the question.
Yes, I have that too.
Following that, we've got the Temperance card. This is about control and moderation, trying to balance the two worlds. Again, I've got this Justice card, again, about fairness and karma. So the work that your husband puts in, he is going to be recognized for, but it's not going to be right this moment. He has to get himself out of a particular mindset that he has put himself in, which is really, really hard to do. Once he brings those things into balance for himself, things start to shift, and really, really in a lovely way. So between the Temperance and the Justice card, then we have the Ace of Pentacles, planting the seed, new possibilities, new opportunities, right? This is the beginning stages. Then you have the Knight of Pentacles. So going after it, making your dreams your reality, right? He is in it to win it. Then we've got the 7 of Pentacles. He has planted the seed, taking a pause, literally waiting for the fruits of his labor to sort of blossom and bloom, right? It's kind of like when you plant the flowers and you're literally sitting over there going, I've fertilized, I've watered, I've talked. Are you going to grow? Please grow. Please, 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 please. We need some tomatoes this season. It's kind of like that kind of energy. And on the bottom of the deck, I got the 10 of Pentacles. So he is going to be satisfied with the stability and the for the family the foundation that he's provided for his family. And I pulled this card here, which is from the Empath Empowerment deck. Be lighthearted. Now I realize this is about work, so set your intention to be easygoing and playful today. Gift yourself with some carefree time to have fun. So that's something that you can help him do, Tammy, by allowing him on a Friday night to come home and let his hair down, so to speak, and just enjoy and not be so caught up in that hamster wheel that we all have a tendency to do, because we spend more time at work than we do with our own families. And so sometimes we get caught up in that and forget, right? This is about shifting his priorities. And then once I think he shifts his mindset, things will start to fall into place for him. I almost feel like he's fighting it or resisting it a little bit. I don't know how else to say that.
No, but Miriam said, I used to work for the state. We had a saying, if you do a great job, you don't get promoted or don't get promoted. Yeah, there's more work. So
yeah,
he's also caring for his mom, and so he's overwhelmed. Yeah. So, but you got a lot of pentacles there. Yeah. So slow and steady wins the race. So absolutely. That's an important thing to keep in mind.
Yeah. My friend, this has been most awesome, and I am so sorry that it took so long to get there, but we did 10 questions and we had a half an hour chat, so that's pretty good.
Nice. Thank you. Gosh, everybody, thanks for being here. This is great fun. Yay.
It's always good fun when you come. So I want you to pull an inner effing peace card for me, and I'm going to pull one for you. How's that?
That sounds perfect.
So basically, this is for everyone, is what I'm trying to say. This is, what I want you guys to walk away from today, feeling like you are a little lighter than when you arrived.
Because after all, it is. Everybody say it with me. Thanks, Spirit. It's Friday.
So, I love this. I love the one I got.
You want me to go first?
There is better shit on the horizon. Give that shit up. So let it go.
Good grief. Don't take things personally. It's not all about you.
I love it.
There you go. So, boom.
Oh, thanks, Miriam. Miriam says, what a wonderful community this is. Thank you both. Love being here.
Oh, it's been great. Thanks, everybody in chat and people who are watching back.
Absolutely.
I love seeing what people do with their creativity and how they do that. So I think that's delightful. We have to remember that because we can do something, others are not good at it. So there's a special aspect of it.
Absolutely.
Because of that. It's like, oh, well, that's just how I am. Well, not everybody is like that. And so honoring that is a great thing.
It absolutely is. I started playing around with Canva, making the thumbnails for the shows, and now it's like a part of my everyday routine. I come and I sit here with my tea and I just play. I mean, half the time I don't actually do anything, but I just enjoy the whole process of putting something together. There's all those wonderful puzzles that you can do on your phone, or the paint by number things that you can do as an app on your phone.
Absolutely.
There's lots of ways of sort of creatively expressing yourself that doesn't require you to know how to be, an excellent artist, for example. So don't doubt yourself.
Art takes many forms, I think.
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. What is happening for you next that people can tune in and see you?
Well, on Tarot Stash, the link is in the description. Tuesday is Tarot the Stash Way, and with Jeffrey's voice. So join us for that.
And for those of you that don't know who Jeffrey is,
he's my husband. I can say that now because we got married. There we go.
Yeah. Do tune in, everyone, if you can, to that. And I will be back on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern with Sun Psychic Jean for some mediumship and card readings.
Lovely.
And that is as far as I remember at this moment. So thanks. Honestly, it's crazy. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out with us. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. And until we see each other again, we wish you many blessings.
Yay.
Thanks, Gerald.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.